I'm Vegas, I'm from Idaho, and nobody knows that we have serial killers. I mean, besides the fact that Ted Bundy killed people here, nobody knows that. Nobody knows that we've ever had serial killers because Idaho is the perfect place. Also, it's gonna get lighter outside, not darker. It is 5:36 in the morning. I look like crap. My nose is angry. My face is angry. But that's gonna change. So, today, we're talking about one of Idaho's infamous serial killers. Her name is Lyda Southard. Lyda Southard. Okay. So basically the whole deal with Lyda is that she killed a bunch of people. Fun. She is actually one of America's first female serial killers. So, we should be known for that, but whatever. Okay, so I had to change the lighting because, it was like a red-orangish color, and, I wouldn't be able to see colors correctly. Also, don't mind that. That's a bunny wearing a wig. I just don't have enough foam heads. I only have one foam head, so, Anyway, let's get into this. Okay, so today we're talking about Lyda Southard, also known as the Black Widow or Flypaper Lyda, and you'll find out why for each of them. It all started in March of 1912 at the age of 21. Lyda was getting married for the first time to someone named Robert Dooley. They soon moved into Robert's brother's ranch. Robert's brother's name was Edward Dooley, and things were going really well. When Robert and Lyda were expecting, and they got a baby girl. But then, the baby girl, less than a year later, more than a year later, but before her second birthday, died unexpectedly. Everyone was curious, of course, right? So Lyda told everyone that her daughter had drank some bad well water, so like some really dirty well water. So everyone just believed her, right? And she's a poor young mother that doesn't, she's too young for this. Everyone just felt bad for her. Anyway, I think I forgot to mention Ed's ranch was in Twin Falls, Idaho. So, yeah. So later that year in August, everyone in the house got food poisoning and got sick, right? Everyone got better except Edward. So they took him to the hospital, because what else are you supposed to do, right? And he died, which was very strange because he was a very strong man. Everybody thought of him as a strong man. Nobody thought he would die of food poisoning, which at the time was known as ptomaine poisoning, I think. Anyway, just a couple of months later, guess who else died? Her husband. On October 12th of 1915, he was said to have died from typhoid fever. So 2 years later, she married again. I don't know, a woman would, be thought to be sad after her husband, brother-in-law, and daughter died, but okay. So she married William G. McAfee in June of 1917. And what happened a year later? I don't know, what do you guys think? He died of influenza and diphtheria, I think it is called diphtheria. I'm not completely sure how to pronounce it. So, I think I've been doing this for long enough. It's hard for me to think about two things at a time if I need to be. So, you know, couple months later, like less than 5, she gets married again to Harlan C. Lewis, a car salesman from Montana. That was in March of 1919. 4 months later, what do you think happened? Oopsie, he's dead. This time it was of gastroenteritis, which is basically just an inflammation of like the digestive tract. Yeah. Sorry if it bothers you if you can see me slouching. I normally sit up straight, but when I'm like doing makeup, I slouch because otherwise it messes me up. Anyway, so what do you think happens next? Like, what could possibly happen next, right? What happens next is that she gets married again. Husband number 4, if you've lost count. On August 10th of 1920, she married Edward F. Meyer, a ranch foreman in Pocatello, Idaho. Sorry, I keep doing that because the camera is making it look different than it looks in real life. Anyway, he died. How long do you think it took? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll tell you right now. 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And he died of typhoid fever on September 7th of 1920. So finally, Earl Dooley, another family member and the first husband and brother-in-law that she killed, he started taking notice. He was like, everyone around her is dying. What is happening, right? Like, what's going on here? It's a little strange. So, what he does is he goes back to the home where they all got food poisoning, and he takes a sample of the dirt. And you'd think, like, why is he taking the dirt? Like, how does that make sense? But listen. He finds, so he's basically a chemist, like, he's a chemist in Idaho. That's what he does. And, so he takes a dirt sample, and he goes back to his lab or whatever, and he tests it, right? What does he find? Arsenic. He finds arsenic in the dirt. So, like, what the heck? Am I making stuff up right now? Is my brain playing tricks on me, right? So he gets 2 other people. One of them is a physician. His name is Dr. Hal G. Byler, and another chemist named Edwin Rodenbach. And they each, like, he asks them for a favor. He's like, hey, can you guys, like, look at this, see if I'm going crazy? So they both come back with conclusive results that there was, in fact, arsenic in the dirt. So, what's next, right? So they tell, so they decide that they should look into the other husbands, the brother-in-law, the daughter, see exactly what's going on here, right? So, they told the authorities what was going on, what they thought was going on, that they found the arsenic, right? And, like, that they were suspicious of what's going on here. And so, the authorities looked into it a bit, but they needed a motive. So they found evidence. The evidence was found when they went to Lyda's house. What did they see? Barrels of water. So, you know, right? You look in the barrel of water. What'd they find? Flypaper. Hence, flypaper Lyda. Why is that important? Because flypaper contains arsenic. So if you put flypaper in water, it releases the arsenic. So, next, what do they need? A motive. So, they're looking into the backgrounds of every husband she's had, right? Like, to see why would she kill them, right? Turns out she was the beneficiary on all of their insurance policies, aka lots of money, right? So, what happens next? They go track her down. They found her in Honolulu, Hawaii, married to her 5th husband. His name was Paul Southard, hence where she gets her last name. A Navy petty officer. So, Lyda had tried to convince him. She was like, hey, you should get a life insurance policy and list me as the beneficiary. And he was like, nah. Like, he just straight up, nah. He's like, I'm good. So, the officers came and arrested her. So, of course, like, hearing why she got arrested and what was the big deal, he filed for a divorce, right? So, they got divorced. Fun. Anyway, she was brought back to Idaho, and she was arraigned on June 11th of 1921. Her trial lasted 6 weeks in total. And like you might think that like she was sentenced to 10 years to life. So you would think, right, as a sane person, that you would just stop and then it would be over, right? No. No, that's not how that works. Not in real life, obviously. So, what happened next was that she was in jail and a guard fell in love with her. Look at Lyda. She's like, people fall in love with her left and right. Just, everyone loves her. I wish. Anyway. So he decides, can you guess what he decides? He decides he's gonna help her escape. Because, you know, that's smart. Right? Super smart. That sounds like a really, really good idea. Anyway, she gets her plan going. Everything's set in motion, right? And a couple days before she's set to escape, he dies. Of what, you ask? Natural causes. And I mean, I can't say anything against that because I haven't found anything that says, like, that gives any proof that it wasn't. You know what I mean? So, like, as far as I know, it was actually natural causes. Who knows? But, he wasn't the only person helping her. Imagine that. There was an ex-con, right? Because, of course, named David Minton. So, on March 4th of 1931, Lyda cut the bars of her cell, and she escaped. Of course, the cutters were given to her by Jack, the guard that was in love with her. So, you know, obviously it was easy. So she got out, and this ex-con, David, who had gotten out, he was a free man, he decided that she was worth risking all of that freedom for. Why, you ask? I have no idea why he'd be willing to risk his life for her. But, I mean, I guess love is love, right? Anyway, so he had helped her, and later they found out, like after all this happened, they found out that they found out that David had visited her 2 days before her breaking out. And a couple times before that too. So obviously she had some people on her side. Anyway. Oh yeah, and he also threw love letters over the prison gates to her. Like, yeah, 'cause that is a normal thing. That sounds like a movie, doesn't it? Anyway, they went to Colorado. They went to Colorado, and what do you expect? She left him. Like, what else would she have done, right? Besides leave him. Anyway, so she left, and can you guess? He was completely fine giving up everything he knew. He was like, this is her location. She broke my heart. Now she gonna hurt. Anyway, so, you know, they knew where she was. They went and found her. He was also arrested for the part he played in helping her escape, obviously, because that's against the law. Anyway, she was working as a housekeeper for Harry Whitlock in Denver. And in March of 1932, can you guess? They got married. This woman, she's really, I mean, she's obviously really pretty, really witty. She obviously has a good personality. Like, if you ask me, she's probably the best woman on earth that you would want to be with. Anyway, so, of course, Harry learned who Lyda was, and he helped the police set her up so they could catch her, basically. And, so he set it up so that she would go to a post office in Topeka, Kansas, where the police would basically just be waiting for her, and they would get her when she got there. You know what I mean? Ooh, I look like a clown on camera. Wow, I really look different on camera than I do in the mirror. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. Anyway. Oh, by the way, this is husband number 6. Just in case you forgot. Anyway. So, what do you think happened next? They got her. How long had she been free for? 15 months. Like, what the heck was law enforcement doing in the 1900s? Anyway, so she said, like, she was under an alias name, but she had said that she expected to be caught, even though she had dyed her brown hair black, and she had changed her name, and she had changed her front 2 teeth to gold teeth. But she still knew she was gonna get caught. Anyway, Harry had his marriage annulled, obviously, right? Like, he didn't want to be married to her anymore. So this is the second time that she got broken up with, instead of, you know, X'd out her partners. Anyway. He said that when he first heard about what she had done, he was, like, shocked. He definitely didn't expect it, basically. But then, like, he remembered when she had tried to get him to take out a life insurance policy. If you guys remember when I told you about that. You guys remember that, right? Anyway, he applied to receive the $50 reward out for her. And I mean, like, now $50, like, really, like, that's not even something you'd get for someone's dog, but it's still, like, not enough money. But back then it was. So in 1933, guess what everyone found out? Everyone found out that the warden was giving her, like, extra favors. Like, she got to do a bunch of things that nobody else got to do and stuff. For example, she would go to visit her sick mother off of prison grounds, and she was left unguarded for 5 hours, and she was given rides in cars so that she could go to a resort or go see a picture show at a theater. Because prisons let you do that, right? Like, that's totally okay. I think it's great. It's great. Anyway, so later, he, the prison ward, admitted to this, and then he resigned as warden shortly after admitting to this. Great people, right? Absolutely great people. Anyway, she she was obviously going to be jailed for a very, very long time. And but on October 2nd, right? Remember the whole she's gonna go away for a long time? Yeah. On October 2nd of 1941, at the age of 48, she was given 6 months probationary release from the penitentiary, and a year and a half later she received full pardon. Like, what is up with that, right? I've been trying to extend this makeup, like, to the extent of the video. I'm not sure if it's completely working, but I hope it does. Anyway, so then she moved to Oregon to live with her sister for a few years. She went to Oregon to live with her sister, and then she went back to Twin Falls and married Hal Shaw. Yes, she married again. That is... This woman, she really has a talent. Anyway, so she got married again to Hal Shaw. And Hal Shaw. Husband number 7. Can we just take a second to, like, appreciate how many husbands this woman has had? Like, I mean, obviously, she's good at what she does, because, I honestly don't know if I would ever be able to, well, first of all, suck in a guy like that. Second of all, continue to do it. Like, I wouldn't be able to suck in multiple guys like that. That sounds hard. Sounds like a hard job. But, I mean, you know, she did it. But then, on the 5th of February 1958, she died of a heart attack. She died of a heart attack, and now she's buried in Twin Falls, Idaho. I believe she was in Salt Lake City when she had this heart attack. And, I mean, okay, some of you might be like, she deserves to rot in prison, or she deserves the death penalty. But, like, can we just appreciate how much of a badass this chick is for being able to marry 7 people? Like, I mean, and not have any remorse and get paid to do it, basically. I mean, yeah, she got caught and went to jail a couple times. But, I mean, like, could you imagine being able to make people fall in love with you so quickly that you're at a prison for, like, not even that long and a guard is willing to help you escape? Like, what the hell? I couldn't do that, like, ever. Anyway, yeah. She's a pretty cool gal, and those of you that think she deserves to rot in prison are probably male. Not gonna lie. But, you know, now you can go visit her grave. So if you're interested, it's in Twin Falls Memorial Park. And I guess that's it. Ew. Sorry, I did not mean to smile at the camera like that. I guess that's it. Thank you for watching, if you did, and I hope this goes somewhere, because there are more people from Idaho that I could go over. So, you know, if you want to see another video, like it, maybe even subscribe and turn the post bell notifications on so that I can post a new video that you can see. If you didn't like it, I mean, there's no need to press the dislike button. I mean, but if you feel extremely compelled to, you can. I'm not one to tell you to not do something, but, I mean, you know. Anyway, yeah, I think, oh, yeah, comment if you know someone from Idaho that you want me to do, or if you have someone else that you want me to do, just let me know in the comments, and I will look them up, or, you know, maybe I'll already know about them, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I was just thinking, while I'm taking this off, maybe I can make, Wednesday Idaho Day. Like, I can talk about Idaho on Wednesdays, and then I can, you know, use any other day that I decide to film, for any other state. You know what I mean? I mean, wait, it is Wednesday, right? Yes, today is Wednesday. So yeah, I can make Wednesday Idaho Day, and then I can, any other day I film, I can make, you know, for other, you know, other states, any other state. But I really do want to get Idaho out there, because nobody knows about Idaho. People think we don't exist, and I can never find any YouTubers from Idaho, can never find people from Idaho doing things to make people know that we exist. So I'm hoping that I can make people know we exist, because we do. I promise you we do. Parting thought. What if we are Area 51 and Area 51 is the way out, and that's why we're not allowed there? Think about that, and tell me what you think in the comments down below.